What's up, guys? It is your girl V with Reality Recap here with the one and only. I always say, if I am in any type of legal trouble, this is the only woman I am going to call.
Thank you. Thank you.
Attorney Simone Redwine is here with her YouTube channel. I love how she say it too. Girl, is that legal?
Exactly.
Podcast is
Exactly.
here. And I'm so excited to have her here. I have a ton of questions. And we are streaming live right now across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or we're on her YouTube channel. So please make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. But I hit Attorney Simone up in the middle of the night. She was on Do Not Disturb. I said, I know my girl gonna see this when she when she come off Do Not Disturb. But I said, after we all saw at this point, but we will play the videos that came out. But yesterday, after a 2-day trial, Karen Huger was found guilty of a DUI and other charges. And I reached out to Attorney Simone asking, would she come on and just help me break it down for the people, right? Because that's what she
Absolutely.
does, right? Break it down for the people on I want to talk a little bit about the original charges when this happened back in March, what she was actually found guilty of. We're going to take a look at the videos, the scene or dash cam video that came out yesterday. Also, a minute or so of her detainment video that hit the internet late last night when I text her. And then also, I really want to get her thoughts on what does this mean for the Grand Dame? Because if I understand correctly, this is a second offense. So, what does this mean for her, or possibly mean for her in her sentencing that is coming up in January?
Mhm.
Could the Grand Dame see the inside of a jail cell? They said she was facing up to 2 years, but we're gonna get into it. And if you guys have questions, we'll definitely put them up and I'm gonna ask. But I have a ton of them for her that I'm sure you guys have as well. So welcome. I said a
Thank
lot,
you.
but
Thank you.
welcome again, my friend, my girl, Attorney Simone Redwine. Thank
Hello,
you.
hello. Thank you so much. And for those who've been watching from my channel, Girl, Is That Legal? I want to let you know I am fresh off the surgery table in Turkey. That's why like my face is swollen. So y'all just gonna deal with it. I've been telling everybody I was recording like without the camera on because I got some work done over there. So I'm swollen. So some people are like, you don't look right, right. You're right. We got some
You
swelling.
look good.
Thank you.
You
Well,
should have took me with you. I want to do
I'm all
something to this
bruised up
nose.
under here. I'm like, we all make it work. But I was like, oh, Miss Karen, once I saw those videos, I woke up, because my body is still on Turkish time. They are 9 or 10 hours ahead of us, depending on what time
Wow.
zone you're in. So I was like, oh, Jesus. So I was like, let me gather myself. See, look, I'm yawning. Let me gather myself. And we're gonna do this. Yes, I need 20 days for sure. Exactly. But I saw that video. I was like, oh, Grandam might go into grand jail. I,
Yeah.
I think she might see inside. So let's start with your questions so we can move in an orderly fashion in that way.
Okay, so I want to talk about, we know that originally this hit the internet. I posted about it back in March of
Mhm.
2024 that she had been charged with a DUI,
Mhm.
a DWI, and what were the other charges? Like it said
Reckless driving,
okay.
failure to change speed, negligent driving, failure to control speed to avoid a collision, failure to notify of a change of address, and driving on a highway with a suspended registration.
Lord.
Yeah. So basically, she was found guilty of everything except for reckless driving. Driving. For whatever reason, she was not found guilty of reckless driving, but was found guilty of the DUI, DWI, and all that other good stuff
Now that was one of my
or bad stuff.
questions. Why not the reckless driving? Because when we originally saw the scene of the accident, it looked like she, again, just assuming from what I saw in the video, it looked like she had crossed the median. We could see the tire tracks and she hit a tree. Like, what would make them eliminate that one charge, do you think?
Okay, let me pull it up. Yes, it was probably Because so the reckless legal standard and something like that, a recklessness is a standard that involves consciously disregarding a substantial risk that your actions will cause harm to others, right? It means you knew about this risk and you consciously disregarded it. Well, in this instance, what Karen claims is that she was driving and this other car was about to hit her. So, in order to avoid that car that was coming into like hit her head on, she needed to hit the median and do the things that she did. So, my guess would be, oops, sorry. My guess is that they, what the heck? Hold on. God, that's wrong.
I can hear you though.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm just on the wrong tab. Yeah. Sorry. So basically, what must have happened is like when they could not disprove that that may have happened, right? That car was coming and that she hit the median in order to avoid them. But see, she was still found guilty of the other stuff because at the end of the day, the court and the jury found that yes, ma'am, but if you weren't so toasted, you could have made better choices. So, in other words, even if she's drunk, if what she said was true, which was a car was coming into her lane, and in order to miss that car, she had to turn to the side, hit the median, etc., then
Right.
that's not considered a crime.
Okay.
That's why.
But there was no other car at the scene, right?
Not a one. And she's claiming, and I just can't believe that other car who caused the entire thing just drove away.
And that is interesting because we
Girl.
had this reenactment at the beginning of this season of Real Housewives of Potomac that would lead you to believe that it was a deer. Like that's what was kind
Ah,
of provided as the reenactment in the beginning of Potomac. Like it was given real true crimes or whatever, but it was like a car and it swerved to miss a deer. And then also, when this originally came out in March, her statement was alluding to the fact that she was emotionally driving, that, everything came to a head where she was grieving the loss of her parents,
mhm.
which, not to be insensitive, that happened a few years ago. I know we can't say
Yes,
who,
and
grieving,
Karen is
period.
61 years old. That means these people were probably like 100. Okay, maybe not 100. They were like 80. Hey, they had a long, good run there, Karen. They had a good little run. So continue.
I was trying to be sensitive about it, but it did
Oh.
happen a few years ago. But she was saying it was that marital
Mhm.
issues with Ray, who, by the way, was there on the scene in the videos being a ride or die, which we're going to get into. He was really trying
Oh.
to pull through for the girl. He really came through, but yeah, that was her original statement, that it was more just emotionally driving, crying. Then we got the reenactment of this deer, but in her official, I guess, court documents or what have you, it was because she was swerving from a car that caused this collision.
Well, you know what else makes you emotional? Drinking too damn much. See, she went to dinner with her homegirl, and then she said at dinner they talked about emotional things. This is da 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 da. Well, liquor makes things more emotional. I have who knows who has a friend that when they get drunk they get to crying. Everybody knows one of those types of people. Karen,
Yes.
you might be that friend. I don't know, but
Luckily, I'm fun.
in this day and age, a lot of people don't have a lot of sympathy for drunk drivers anymore because you got Uber. And in Karen's case, she got a husband over there who loves her, who appears to be at her beck and call, who would have rescued her, came, got her. Leave your car there, girl. Uber you home. I've Ubered myself in places all the time, been like, you know what, I'm going to deal with this car later. But when we get into it later, the fact that she got into a single person accident. The fact that she got into an accident at all is really going to be her biggest obstacle with regard to avoiding jail.
Okay. So if
Hmm.
it would have just been like a pullover
Right,
situation and she failed like a sobriety test, that would be different than her
right.
having this actual crash.
Exactly. You were so toasted that you hit a gosh darn, you hit the median and then you hit little things on the side. And they charge you for that too. Like that costs money. So, girl, no.
She
No,
gonna
ma'am.
have a restitution for the medium?
Well, she will if she hadn't paid it already. And it may have already been paid through her insurance because I'm an injury attorney. So actually, people ask all the time. The majority of the cases that I handle are accidents and injuries from auto accidents and stuff. And I'll never forget, it was trying to settle a case out for my client who was very injured. And they were like, well, we got to confirm the estimate to repair the median. I was like, B, we do not care. My client has $150,000 worth of medical bills. Run her check. I don't care about no nasty median. You better.
Now, which of the well, I'm assuming the DUI and the DWI are what would lead to
The 2 year.
possible jail time. And is
Yeah.
it the other charges that we talked about, like the suspended registration? We know that she was, she was not found guilty of the reckless driving, but the other charges that you talked about, do those just carry fines? Do they also carry any
They're
jail time?
misdemeanors. Hold on. I'm gonna get those right back up. Yeah, they are misdemeanors. There's time that can be well, just because something's a mis okay. Just because something is a misdemeanor doesn't mean there's not time attached.
Okay.
A misdemeanor means the maximum time that you could get is under 1 year. Some term under 1 year. For some it's 6 months, for some it's literally 364 days. And each of those carries potential time as well, except for the registration one, the registration sticker one. That one does not. But it would never, in this case, they're not going to make her run consecutively. It's going to be whatever her sentence is, it's going to run at the same time as the others. So they'll probably either give her like the same amount of time, or like maybe she would get, I don't know, 20 days for one of the lower levels. And then the DUI could be 90 days. We'll see. Mhm.
Okay. Now we see, back in March this happened. We saw, what she was charged with. And then recently, before the trial started in October timeframe, I believe,
Mhm.
what it seemed like from what I was reading, because I ain't no lawyer, but it was she was trying to conceal or not have like this dash videos or things that we saw last night used against her. And also I read, was it that she was trying to say that she didn't know she was under arrest, or that she didn't get her Miranda rights read to her? What
Yes.
was that all about?
I believe the Miranda rights. Well, so here's the thing. When I saw that this was going to trial, my first thought was, girl, why? Not with that video footage. There's no way I would go to trial with that video footage being admissible. And so that's what makes me think she probably didn't expect it was either going to go to trial, or that if it did go to trial, that those videos would be suppressed. Because if nothing else, those videos show a drunk lady. Like, that's the only thing that we get. And so what happens is, with videos, there's a lot of different technicalities that you can use to exclude a video. Of course, we all know about the number one reason, which is this person was not read their rights and informed they were under arrest, and
Mhm.
or pardon me. I'm so sorry. I'm still on Turkish time. So it's like for my body, it's like 4 a.m. or something stupid. I swear to God, I'm not bored. And the other thing is that with the videos, another way to get them kept out is if you say like, "Oh, well, I asked for my attorney and they didn't give me my attorney, or they didn't stop the interrogation and let me continue." But part of the problem that she has is the videos, they start when she's like in the car or in the EMT. While in the EMT, you're not required to be read your rights, because in the EMT, the stuff that she says when she tells this one person, one of the EMTs, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and then tells another one, fuck off," you know,
Yeah.
she's so drunk. Those are called excited utterances. In other words, those are spontaneous statements that you're just blurting out because you want to. So in an EMT, you're not under arrest in an EMT generally. So you're not expected to be read your rights, especially when the EMT's goal is to just get you to safety because your butt has just been in a drunk accident. So yeah, the comments to the EMT can absolutely be used against her. She was trying to exclude those. Um, and then, but I can understand how on her end, she might have felt like the comments to the police officers, that's less gray and therefore should have been kept out. But for me, once that video footage was out there and it was clear I was drunk, I would have begun working on negotiating some type of community service plea. And what I'm imagining probably happened is the reason she went to trial is probably, it's my understanding this is not her first one.
No, suppose her second.
Yeah, her second. So it's probably one, her insurance was going to go up exponentially because I'm sure they drive super fancy cars. And
It was
two,
a 2017 Maserati.
oh,
Which is another thing. When it first came out, and I talked about it on my podcast, I was like, I'm so unserious. Like, I'm glad no one got hurt and she got hurt, but I was not expecting it to be like a 2017.
girl, I have a 2019, and I'll tell you, them things don't hold their value. So that's probably why she's stuck with it. Well, I'm stuck with mine too, boo boo. Understand, Miss Karen. I understand, but oh, oh.
So,
So
didn't they
yeah,
just totaled it out? Or?
it had to. Oh yeah, this would have done it. That would have done it. Yeah, so her insurance is gonna go up regardless. But I also think that it was probably whatever the best offer on the table was. The best offer was probably an offer that included jail time. And in other words,
Mm,
there was no offer that was being presented where she could avoid jail. That too, if I were her, would make me say, you know what, push it. We'll go to court on it. Because she can't do jail. No, not Miss Karen. That's not gonna work. Mm-mm.
we gonna find out. I guess
We
we
sure
gonna
will.
find out.
But see, courts do not like. Here's what's interesting on the men's side of the jail. We all know anybody who messes with kids, they harass you real bad. But actually, like in Dallas County, Harris County, they harass people with DUIs real bad too. Because these career criminals actually are like, well, my kid could have been in my car. You could have hit my kid drunk driving. So when you go to jail, at least on the men's side, the men harass other men who come to jail for DUI real bad. Now, I don't know if that's the
Wow.
case with the women. Now, I think Karen can definitely pay her way into a friendship or two, get some money put on her books. She gonna be all right. Give away maybe some hair tips. She could be like the jail beautician because that new wig she got on in that last photo shoot she had on her page was real cute. Was that her jail wig? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God. She was given back in the day with her wig pushed back like that when she was on the camera, like, hold on, and pull it up. And let me just address in the comments real quick.
She need to
Nothing
go to Turkey
wrong.
too because they do foreheads over there.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a 2017, but the way that Karen carries herself and calls herself the Grand Dame, I just didn't expect that. I didn't expect it to be a 2017. The way she presents herself on my
Seriously.
TV screen, I was expecting, the latest year, the way that she presents herself. Nothing wrong with that at all. I was shocked. I'm just being honest with y'all. I was like, the Grand Dame, Miss Top of the Line. I just was expecting something a little different. That's all.
Somebody said in the chat that Karen has had eight DUIs. I'm trying to confirm if that's. Let me see if that's true. What? It's Huger. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. I only know this to be her 8 DUIs. Something is bothering her. But yeah, I've only known this to be her second
Yeah. I
offense.
feel like we would have seen more about it if it had been that
I
many.
think if it was 8, they would have locked her up when they
Right. A
found her
long time
guilty.
ago.
She wouldn't be out, I don't think, to even get an 8th one.
Right. Okay, it says Huger previously admitted on Real Housewives she pled guilty to a past driving while impaired charge. Speaking of gossip in 2016, she said she was arrested 10 years prior for drunk driving and received probation. Yeah. So I think I'm just seeing two. I love you guys fact checking in the chat though. But yeah, I'm just seeing two. So 2016 and now.
And on
Yeah.
Instagram, they was asking, how many housewives have DUIs? And I'm just thinking off the top of my head, we know Shannon, of course, Karen now, Gina had a DUI. I'm trying to think, is there anyone else? Was Countess Luann, I believe she was charged
Oh, she
with,
looked like she got a DUI.
was it a DUI? Or she was just fighting with the officers, but I believe she was driving. So I think she was charged with the DUI also. I'm
Oh,
about
and
to.
she had 8 citations, 2 DUIs, 8 citations for Karen.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
that sounds right.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. That's driving without registration. That's blah blah blah. And then those, citations will make your insurance go up too, depending on what they are. Moving citations make your insurance sky high.
Wow.
Missing.
I'm trying to see if there's any. Is that who has? Yeah, I think
I
that
got Mike Bud,
is
y'all. Mhm.
it. But those are Monique had a DUI too. I didn't know
Poor
that.
Monique. Monique's gonna have to get up and go to work now that she done left that husband of hers. I don't know
she's
what she's gonna do.
she's selling her herbal oils and stuff. That's
Like
supposed to
Mary
really
Kay,
clean.
like a multi-level marketing scheme.
Oh Lord. She's selling these herbal oils that are supposed to help with like immune systems and
Girl. The one thing that'll let you know how untalented you are is when you gotta break up with your man and get a job and pay your own bills. That'll let you know how talented or untalented you are. So I don't know. Maybe these oils are gonna hit. I need some oil. What kind is it? I might support her.
she was selling them before she left him for a while. Like,
That poor
so
man. She really
interesting.
might
She
be
has
pregnant
great
by him.
skin.
She
She says her
does.
children never get sick. It might be worth
Mhm.
looking into.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's not too late. Maybe she get pregnant by somebody else with a lot of money. If she ain't gotten pregnant, that man would not have married her when he did how he did. That's one of
Oh,
those. We're
that's
gonna get
something
married
else
because
we need
somebody
to
got
look
pregnant.
into. What did she get out of that divorce? Like, did she
I don't
get
know.
anything out of that? I
You
didn't
may not
read
have
much
to
about that.
probably some of the retirement. I'll look that up. I'm gonna see if I can see in the divorce papers.
Yeah,
Yes.
those are the housewives though that I know that has DUIs. The Countess Luann from Real Housewives of New York Legacy, Gina from OC, Shannon from OC, and now Karen from Potomac. So you guys let me know if I'm missing any, because Lord, sadly, that's one too many at this point. But we're gonna
That
get
is.
into these videos now. I'm gonna try to play
Yes.
these videos because
Okay.
it's 2 videos now. Now, Attorney Simone said I could just share my screen and show
Yep.
y'all these
Go down where it
videos.
says present. Go ahead. Hit the share. And we should be able to see.
Okay.
Because she was in there cutting up on them people. It kind of reminded me of the Judge Christina in Atlanta when she was drunk and irate, going off on those police officers after the nightclub. I'll have to see how that case is coming along. And she acted like she hadn't done a thing, and the video comes out, and she didn't call the police in words and everything under the sun.
Yeah,
And
it
was
was
like, "I'm the
bad.
victim. I'm the victim." Girl, you victimize yourself.
All right, let's see. I wanna pull it up on YouTube because that video
Yeah,
was nice and
yeah.
clear. Let
Pull it
me
up on
see.
YouTube. This is Karen's second DUI. That's Nubian Mahogany. Yes, it's Karen's second DUI. She's had citations for driving offenses, like driving without registration, over the speed limit, blah blah blah. But she had another DUI in 2016, and she got probation for that. So it's generally when you start getting your second and your third, that's usually when you start seeing people do some type of time. And honestly, I've seen people get like 10 days. So it's not, if she gets time, it won't be a lot. I think they're gonna give her a little something, something. I think they could give her
Okay.
like 5 days in jail plus 500 hours of community service.
Okay. All right, let's
Mhm.
see. We're gonna see. Tell me if you can see this, but this
Yep, we
is
can see it.
I wanna see which one is the best one. Because the one okay,
Looks pretty sassy in one of those. Yeah.
because the one I had was like 3 minutes, but let's see what they're talking
This is
about
the
in there.
second most toxic thing in your kitchen. If you
How do
still
I
using
skip
plastic
this?
or wood cutting boards.
All right, let's get back to that breaking news tonight. A guilty verdict in the DUI against Real Housewives of Potomac member Karen Huger.
Yeah, and just in, right now we are getting our first look at the police body camera video from the night of the crash there in March that led to her arrest. Take a look as officers try to question Huger on the scene.
Sure.
How much y'all
No,
drink
I
tonight?
can talk to my husband.
Okay. Can I talk
to
with?
my husband.
Talk.
Yeah.
I can't talk to your husband. He's not really involved in this incident.
Right.
He can help me translate or get you
No,
to
he
cooperate.
is. He is.
Okay.
He is. You okay?
How much y'all drink tonight? How much y'all?
Hey, are you good?
I'm good. I'm just saying, you know, they're assuming that you had more than you should have, and I'm assuming that you had like a couple of beers or something.
Yes,
like
that's
that.
all I had.
But
Okay.
you know,
You had a couple of beers.
Sir, that's it.
that's my assumption.
Okay.
I don't know for sure. I wasn't with her.
Okay.
But
That's why I'm trying to communicate with her.
Yeah.
What kind of beer did you drink?
Were you good? Sweetheart?
Yeah. I don't see your license here.
I think one of my
somebody got him.
Yeah,
somebody
I think
got
my
it
coworker has.
because the bag was right there.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So,
we needed to write an accident report.
Okay.
it's okay.
So-
So, Ray, darling, what
Yes.
you say?
I'm saying that you probably had a couple of beers.
Yeah.
And you were coming back.
Yeah.
And you said that you got run off the road.
I
And I guess
did.
did you hit the tree here or something?
It looks like she hit the center median, came across the median,
I
and then
did.
hit this tree as well.
Okay.
Again, that's Potomac housewife Karen Huger with her husband there at that crash scene in March in Montgomery County. Again, Karen Huger found guilty by a jury late tonight on this DUI trial, 2-day trial. She was found guilty out of 5 out of the 6 charges. We have much more of this video and this developing story that we're going through right now. This was all evidence during the trial. Stay with Fox 5, and we'll have the latest on fox5dc.com as well with more updates.
What did You Are Dreaming right now say? Her hair tells the whole story. It really does. Poor Ray. Ray seems so sweet. Is this his second wife or?
This is his. I believe this is his own. Is this his only wife?
Only
I don't
wife?
believe that they
Oh.
were.
He is on it. He just seems like a sweetheart. Bless his heart. He don't deserve this. Poor thing. Let me see. Wait a minute.
And that's what I was saying. Number one, like, first of all, that video, it's on my Instagram as well, was about 3 minutes long of them questioning her, asking, how much has she had to drink? She
Right.
said she had beers. Ray's trying to answer for her, like you saw. He's so ride or die. Poor Ray. Like, he was so ride or die for her. He looked so nervous. Like, did you guys see his hand shaking? He was
Oh.
trying to get her license out. Like, he really was trying. And everybody, I don't know what was going on with her wig, y'all.
Why Gigi said that wig looked like she been in a fight. They was fighting with that alcohol and that steering wheel.
Yeah. And I thought we was past that. Like, I thought we was past that stage. Like,
Look, I don't know if they had any black women on that jury, but if they did, that black woman on that jury looked at that hair and said, "Oh, she did it." She did it. We know what drunk hair look like. We know it.
She looked
We've had it.
disheveled. She looked
Yes.
disheveled. And as they were asking on Instagram, wait, was this on Fox 5? It was on Fox 5 DC. So that's where that came from, Fox 5 DC. So I will say, I truly am someone that tries to not give the benefit of the doubt, but I try to leave with the guilty until proven, or innocent until proven guilty. And the way she was portraying on the show so far, like, I know there were a lot of people that was saying, oh, she needs to own up to it, be transparent. She's not taking accountability on the show. And I was in my head, just like how I end all my podcasts, saying that reality TV stars are humans too, right? So if her lawyer telling her, we're going to try to beat these charges, don't talk about it, I really think, I don't know if she was trying to avoid it, not take accountability, but to me, it seemed like she was trying to follow this lawyer who she thought would be able to get her out of this by not having this footage surface or used against her in court. Like, she was actively in the case, right, while they were filming. So who's gonna tell on themselves? I know I ain't. I'm not about to get up here and tell on myself on Real Housewives of Potomac because y'all want me to hold myself accountable. No, I'm trying not to go to jail.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and I'm so curious what her lawyer was telling her, but it just with the video footage, that video footage is her problem. Like that's what got her locked up. Because there's so many different technicalities you can have with the DUI. So, for example, it does not appear that she blew into the what you call it for the DUI, the
Breathalyzer.
breathalyzer, which is great. I encourage people to decline that. Now, in many states like Texas, where I'm at, if you decline a breathalyzer, it is an automatic 6-month suspension of your license. So you have to go and get what's called a occupational driver's license for 6 months, which means you can only really go to work and church and home.
Wow.
So that's why a lot of people are like, oh, fine, I'll go ahead and blow. Or cops will tell you, hey, if you don't blow, your license will be suspended for the next 6 months, no matter what. But I encourage people, especially when they're toasted like she is, definitely don't blow. Because even if they try to force you to later, they still have to, like, in order for it to be admissible, there has to be strong finding that at the time that you blew. So let's say by the time they get you to the hospital and they get the warrant or whatever the paperwork together for you to blow, a lot of people will be at a legal level at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taking notes. I mean, I plan not to ever do this.
I know,
And
right?
like you said, we have Ubers and too much the public transportation Ubers
Right.
to be driving at this rate of, I can only imagine if she had took a breathalyzer, what it would have been at. But because she was in the police precinct talking about she's Thomas Jefferson's concubine. I said, what?
Wait, who said that, Karen?
Yes. Do you want to see that video too? Because there's
Yes,
another
we would
video.
like to see that.
Yeah, there's another video of her. Let's see if we can get that up. I wanted to.
Thomas Jefferson's concubine. I didn't see it all.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, the other thing I would have done, if she had been my client, I would have had her immediately go to one of those 30-day treatment thingies. Like, go to one with the swimming pool that's nice. They got a lot of nice ones. There's one in Malibu. There's one in Obamacare covers them now too. I would have said go to one of those inpatient treatments, or you can do outpatient. You can certainly do outpatient. But if you go ahead and sign yourself up for one of those, it's kind of like when your parents are trying to decide how to punish you, but you've already like been through enough already, then sometimes their punishment will be less. That's how it works when you submit yourself to a DUI or one of those kind of classes versus the court having to order you to go.
So you're saying like after this happened or while she was awaiting trial, that would have been helpful if she.
Absolutely. And then she would have had letters of reference from her counselors at the program. She could have used that to connect the whole grief thing to her parents, because like they will submit you into a program for what's called dual diagnosis. So it could be depression and grief from dealing with her parents plus the substance. Judges love that. They love it, especially since it was your second. I would say go straight to rehab. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go, go, go.
And that's all. This lawyer that was on, and I have the video, we're going to play it too. This lawyer that she had, he didn't strike me as, and I don't know, but he didn't come off like he really was going to be the person to help her. Like he's telling, we heard all, like she asked if he was mic'd before he came in the house on the episode that we did see him, which I found just a little odd. And then when he came in, he was basically telling her, follow my lead, stay close to me when we're in the court. And I was like, is he the bodyguard or is he the lawyer? But he did not. I mean, he didn't give anything to the case, but it just didn't come off to me like he was Teresa's lawyer. Like that. Like he ain't seemed like he had that street smarts married with the law smarts. He just didn't have that for me. But I'm gonna show y'all this other video. This is where she was actually in the police station. It seemed like her detainment video that came out. And there's also a video, the one you see down here. This was a video of her just telling the officer she's the Grand Dame, and Andy Cohen is the one that gave her that name. I know Andy was at home like, now why am I in it?
Why am I in it? Yep. Paula B made a great point. Paula B says she got an attorney who told her what she wanted to hear. That happens more often. You know who else I think got one of them type of attorneys? Tasha K, the attorney that told her to go to trial on this and not just simply settle against Cardi B back then. That was a perfect example of an attorney who's telling you what you want to hear. So,
yeah, I would have been looking for the top DUI. Like who is the lawyer that knows this county, that knows the officers and knows the judge? Like, what are we doing here? Like, but let's take a look at this video.
Okay.
This one was like a minute or so, I think.
One of those crowns I have
Oh,
here
no.
We need to go to Turkey
I
and get
put
something here.
some like kind of
There we go.
Is this it? Oh, this is like 30 minutes long. Wait a second.
Let's see. Oh,
Okay.
how did that wig get all the way back there?
Let's see that.
I just stand right here for a second. What's that?
Was it raining? Oh, is that Milky Way hair?
Yeah. Thank you.
It's like dread.
So we can get you home.
Yeah.
My computer's gonna read you this form right from top to
I
bottom.
want my husband here.
Well, that's
Or
not.
my attorney.
Advice of Rights, Maryland Transportation, Article 16-205.1.
Okay. Just follow. Listen along.
There she goes. She pulled it to the front. That's better.
It's my
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
This is the advice of rights pertaining to driving.
No, what I am is intelligent and powerfully black. So you want to tell me what you're doing?
I placed you under arrest for driving under the influence of alcohol tonight. Okay.
No,
This
you
form
did
here,
not.
I did. That's why you're in
You
handcuffs.
attempted to, but
Okay.
next.
That's why you're in handcuffs. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I will be in handcuffs forever. I'm
You
extremely rich.
won't. You won't be in handcuffs forever. Just a little bit longer.
I actually will not agree to anything.
I don't.
you say.
I just need you to follow along right now. Okay. I'll do my paperwork. You can follow along. My computer's going to read you this form from top to bottom. All right. After it's done, we'll discuss anything else. Okay. All I need you to do is follow along.
Why don't you skip to the end?
I can't skip it, unfortunately. Okay.
Advice of Rights, Maryland Transportation, Article 16-205.1. Given this law or defendant reasonable grounds exists to believe that you is or intend to drive another vehicle under circumstances requiring that you have to submit to a test under Maryland
Girl, go to
Transportation,
jail.
Article
It's gone.
16-205.
Not in.
In this situation, the law means that you must take a test to measure the
I'm extremely rich.
or drive under dangerous substance content.
You're not rich enough for a driver, apparently.
All right, let's. What do Can you quiet that?
No, it's reading you the form that's in front of
I do. No, this is such a fucking irritant.
She said you're such an effing irritant.
Just let that shit go by. You want to I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I will rise up.
So rise up.
And who I am.
No, you are not Sojourner Truth.
Can we? I don't give a fuck. You run that by people?
I'm not
Do
asking you.
you run that by people?
Karen, I'm not
No,
asking
I'm
you.
really rich, and
I
I will
won't-
stay
I
in
don't-
jail for a year or two because you just run that by
What?
poor white, black, green people. You run that by
It
people.
has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, it
all-
does. It has everything. So
It
what's
actually
your
has
point?
zero to do
What's
with
your-
that. I don't
So
get to make
I'm
how
sorry.
this happens.
All right, it's not you. I'm sorry. I'm extremely
Computer's gonna read
intelligent.
you
I
the-
am Thomas Justice's concubine.
The computer's
And
gonna
I
continue reading the
am
form.
the
All I
nation.
need
Your
you to do
point
is
is
listen.
what? No, what you need
She said
to
she
do
is
tell
Thomas
me.
Jefferson's
All I need you to
concubine.
do is listen. That's
Yes.
what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Could you not play that? That irritates me. I'm not reading it. It's not in my face. I have a black bill. Can I see
You're
it?
not touching.
Can I see it? Turn it to me.
Is
Can
it
I
on
see
the
it?
paper in front of her?
It's literally.
Thank you.
What?
No, I mean, I just had.
She's asking
I
for a
was
year or two
reported that I
of
just
jail
had
in this
my
video.
Everything.
cataracts replaced. I am sick.
She said you
Cataract.
had cataracts
So,
replaced?
can you stop with all that? You can, but I can't hear it, and I say that. You hear me? No, I wouldn't speak to me that way, sir.
He will not be doing well in jail.
What I say to this recording, I cannot hear it, sir. So thank you.
I can turn it up and start it
Well, let
over.
me pause that. I think we've heard enough, child.
Yeah. Oh gosh, so
Listen.
y'all, this was footage of Karen Huger drunk being interviewed by the police. And someone made a comment and said, doesn't it seem like she's drunker now than she was at the scene of the accident? And I'll have to say it does, but she might be like me. Like for me, the liquor sometimes it hits me
It
later.
comes down.
It comes down. And I'll be like, yeah, guys, and then later I'm like sleep.
I will say though, although she was drunk, she was really trying to like find her loophole. She was telling, I can't hear it. I ain't under arrest. What you talking about? I can't read that. My cataract. Like I'm a little bit impressed.
I think she's a professional. She's like a social drunk. I mean, I'm sure she's like a lot of fun. She probably goes out and it's like oodles of fun, drunk in places. It's just, it's jail, ma'am. This is jail. And no, you cannot have it your way. Jail is not Burger King. It really is not. And she probably only had to stay in there for some hours. As long as it wasn't like a federal holiday or anything like that, then they even have hearings generally that like on Sundays and different days to get you out. So maybe if it was a Friday she might have had to stay, but she didn't spend hardly any time at that jail. So but she probably knows good and well she don't want to have to stay overnight ever in
Right.
life. So
Yeah, guys. So if you want to see, I mean, the video that I was just playing for you guys is like 30 minutes long. It's from the scene of the accident, her talking to the EMTs, her in the police car to the precinct. It's her at the precinct. It's bad, guys.
so bad.
So let's get to the question. I know you were saying maybe some people joined after, but it says that she's facing up to 2 years. With this
Correct.
being her second offense, with this level of footage out there, and also for me, honestly, the simple fact that they could try to make an example out of her as a public figure.
Yeah.
What do you see happening for her and her sentences, which I believe I had it on my page too? Is it January
Yeah.
29th is when she's scheduled
Something
for
like that. It's
sentencing?
January for sure. January, late January. So what I anticipate is that she's going to get something other than probation, something in addition to probation. There may be a portion of her sentence that's probated, but with DUIs, they have a lot of different creative things. So I have an uncle who's he was a DUI aficionado, so to speak. He was really good at them. He had about 8. The final one was hitting like 4 or 5 parked cars in the church parking lot where my aunt, his wife, was a deacon. And one of the things that they would give him is he would do weekend jail. They were very familiar with us red wines. There's a lot of red wines that go to the Denver, Colorado jails. But he would do weekend jail. So Monday through Friday, he was allowed to go to work. And then in the evenings, he checked back into jail. And then on the weekends, he would stay in jail the whole weekend because it was assumed he wasn't working. So she could get something like that where for a period of time, she has to, I don't know if she has a day job, but like go to work. And then each evening she's got to stay in the jail for a period of time. I don't anticipate her getting more than like, if they give her any jail time, 30 days would be, I don't even see it that I've seen 10 days, something like that. And then they'll likely combine some community service with it too, because she is such a high profile figure. And restitution, if her insurance has not already made it whole. I believe the insurance has probably already paid for the damage. Therefore, there wouldn't be a need for restitution there. But I just don't see her getting away with a 100% probated sentence. I feel like they're going to give her a little time for shock value, especially because she actually had an accident. If she didn't have an accident, she could get probation.
Okay.
But she could have killed somebody and could have hurt herself a lot more tremendously than she had.
Yeah, and I was also wondering, would she get sentenced to like some type of rehab program, or will she do that now? There was a statement released by her lawyer saying that they were disappointed in the outcome, but would respect the verdict. So I'm wondering, will she try to do that rehab now? Because there's a lot of talk on the show of how, she does a lot of drunk calling, that she does have an issue with alcohol, that she has denied, of course, on this season, and we haven't seen her drinking on this season. She's just been getting ginger ales and stuff when they go out. She's been playing it really safe because she was in the middle of this trial. I'm only assuming would be the smart thing for her to do. But I just seeing that video, I think it would be best if she was either does it on her own, and honestly for her reputation at this point. Because I will say that too, I'm a little sad that this video came out, and not gonna blame it on it being a race thing. But when Shannon had her DUI, we didn't see her footage.
It's because Shannon didn't go to trial.
Okay.
So if you notice the timing of it, the footage came out after trial. That's because once the trial is complete, any media outlet can submit a records request act for all of the exhibits. That's how, like, even with the Tory Lanez trial, a lot of YouTubers submitted a request to the court, and then they got footage, calls, all kind of things. So that's why.
Yeah, and I will say that too, right? Someone said it. I know Luann's footage was leaked, and we saw that. But I was just like, even with, Shannon's was the most recent, and I was like, wow, what is the difference? And you answered that for me, that we didn't see any footage from her. We saw her scared to death that Johnny J was gonna leak some video from his cell phone. That would be incriminating to her, but she took a different route, in my opinion. Like she pled guilty. She didn't take it to trial, like you said, but that makes sense, that because once I saw they denied it in October, that she couldn't conceal this footage, I immediately, my first thought was like, eventually this is gonna come out.
Yeah. And if she had taken a plea and stuff like that, she might have been able to keep the footage quiet. But because it was part of a trial, trials are public. In other words, like, anybody could have walked into the courtroom if there was a seat available, taken a seat and watched the trial. So for that reason, it doesn't make sense to the court to keep the evidence that anyone could have seen private.
Yeah. I am anxiously waiting a statement from her. I know that the lawyer put out that statement saying that they were disappointed in the verdict, but I want to hear from her. I want to hear her honestly now, because you can't run from it now. Like, we've kind of seen it being, avoided on the show because she was in the middle of the trial. What she has to say for herself. I'm like checking her page every minute.
Yeah.
What does she have to say for herself now?
Yeah, she's saying she's disappointed in the verdict, but I'd like to know what made her feel that she was innocent. I'm very curious. I think she's going to hang her hat on the, look, I was vindicated on the reckless driving. I don't know where the others went wrong, but you did all the other stuff, girl. You were driving with an expired license. You looked drunk. Your wig was drunk. You were drunk. Like, what did you think would happen, lady? I know you're rich, but damn.
And that too, again, putting myself in the shoes of the reality TV. So I think sometimes the fame is a hell of a drug. And when you are well known or popular, I think sometimes that can go to people's head and they feel untouchable. And I hate to say it, but I think the grand dame of it all may have kind of gone to her head a little bit here.
I think you're right.
And thinking that you could hear it, because you know what, y'all know what they say, a drunk man tells no tales. And she's telling you in this video that she's rich and she's not going to be locked up for long, and she has the money to deal with this. Like, she's telling y'all in the video exactly what she thinks of herself. And I believe every word, other than her being Thomas Jefferson's concubine. I don't know where that came from. But like, not y'all talking about her wig was drunk. It was. I was trying to figure out, was it a wig of dreads or what was going on? I heard you ask, was it raining?
I mean, because there was a lot going on there. I was like, what is this texture? What is happening here? Someone asked, did Karen get to see the video before agreeing to go to trial? Well, we know that she must have, because you have to, in advance of trial, each side has to disclose what evidence they want submitted at trial. And we know that in October, there was she had a motion to suppress the videos that were denied. So the other side, the prosecution, had told her these are going to be some of our key pieces of evidence. So yes, she was aware and still wasted these taxpayers' time and money.
Fire the lawyer. I'm very
Right.
disappointed in the lawyer. Who is this guy? You got to find out some information. Like, who is this guy? Because I'm telling y'all, when I saw him on my screen, y'all, I promise you, my gut was like, that's not the right lawyer. That is not the right lawyer. Like, he seemed more interested in his camera time. Just his whole demeanor to me was given, I'm going to get famous off of this. This is going to catapult me. Like, I did not see him as no shark lawyer, you know?
Child, and she might have, a lot of times when lawyers are thinking that way, like, oh, this is gonna give me publicity and it's gonna be like free marketing, then they will take your case at a discounted rate. Let me tell you something. The one thing you don't ever want discounted is your freedom, your access to freedom. You do not want to buy a lawyer with a coupon, because you're gonna get what you paid for
Not
real.
the Groupon lawyer, honey.
Yeah, like a Groupon lawyer. Don't get your lawyer off Groupon. If your lawyer is like, I'm gonna crack you a deal, unless it's a deal because you refer to other friends and their friends are also using them, that kind of thing. But like, if a lawyer is like, hey, I'll take your criminal case on discount, girl, run, because you about to go to jail.
Yeah. I definitely learned a lot here. Number one, guys, what did we learn? Refuse the breathalyzer.
Yes.
And first of all, don't drive drunk. Hello. And also learning that she was aware of this footage. We've learned that that she was aware of it. She still chose to take it to trial. That it might have been in her best interest that she, once these charges came out, that she went to rehab and showed the judge and not gone to trial with it. Might have been a better plea deal situation for her than what may lie ahead. But only time will tell. But you answered all my questions. I want to know, anyone else have questions here, like on Facebook, YouTube? Anyone, let me know your questions if anything did not get answered. But you guys have been shooting off some great questions as well. And they did say you was looking like a 25-year-old in the comments too. I saw that.
Thank you. Y'all, I'm fresh off the surgery table from Turkey, recuperating. That's I got my robe on. Woo! Woo child. Somebody said, "Woo child." These comments are not disappointing. Y'all have to, I hope you can see the live replay comments because this is so funny. Yes.
And someone asked, "What about?" Okay.
It says, could she have at least avoided being arrested drunk if she took the ambulance ride? No, I think that she had. No. That ultimately she was like, I'm fine.
She refused it. She refused medical
and said F off. Yeah, that would have bought her more time to sober up. So, little goofy girl, that would have helped. Because she at least avoided being drunk if she took the ambulance ride. That would have helped. But then once she got wherever she was going, they were gonna test her blood more than likely. And then determine the blood alcohol level. But she needed to go probably to get checked out, because how she later revealed that she was a lot more injured than she discussed at the scene. And that's consistent with drunk people. Drunk people often don't realize their neck, their back, all of the different things. She hit a street sign. She hit the median and a street sign.
And a tree.
I mean, she was just what's that game? No, she was just bumper cars.
Used to play, was it ping pong?
Yeah, ping pong bumper cars.
The ball in the machine.
Her body. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. But I enjoyed being here today. Thank you guys so much. If you guys ever, to the viewers that are here from Reality Recap. Sorry, I said it wrong. You can always check me out on YouTube at Girl, Is That Legal? Or you can go to my website, SimoneRedwine.com. I do consultations. 30 minutes starts at only $149. I help people with legal issues around America, including some people like, oh, I think I want to sue my so-and-so. If they've drafted documents to file in small claims, I'll review those for people. If you already have a lawyer and you're like, I don't think this is a good one. Maybe you got a lawyer with a Gmail, or maybe you got them off Groupon. I can help you get someone that's a better fit. it and we can go over the challenges. Because for some people, it's just their lawyer's communication style, isn't great. And we ultimately find out that, yeah, your lawyer is good. Yeah, we just got to work out some challenges. So those are just some different things I love helping people with. And thank you so much for getting me up out the bed and talking about this mess, girl.
Listen, I'm so happy you again. Like I said, I texted her in the middle of the night, guys, and she let me know she would be here and she would do it. And I was so appreciative of it. And for me, I am your girl V Vanessa. You can find me on YouTube. Reality, what you see on the screen, reality_recap, also on Instagram and Facebook, always giving you the breaking news, the recaps, the podcast recaps on all the hottest reality TV shows. And before we go, one question they asked, not related to this, they wanted to know, how did you make out with Mr. Gold? Is he giving you any trouble these days?
Oh, so we're not done with him. The feds are still investigating. There's more victims that continue to come out. And if you're following like the federal investigations for things like Diddy, remember like the Cassie case was settled in November and Diddy was not charged till the following September. So it takes a while. So what's going on is he's making videos lying. The gist of his claims are like, hey, it's a stock market. It ebbs and flows. Yeah, it does. The problem is you guaranteed people certain things. And more than that, there were certain payoff periods 6 months before the stock market went down where he was supposed to give people their money and didn't. So I'm not letting up on him. He's got the child support. He's got a child support hearing coming up where he could be going to jail for felony abandonment of his children. So there's a lot more that's going to be there to talk about too.
Okay, you guys know Mr. Gold is Jennifer Williams, Basketball Wives star. Her, they're still in their newlywed stage, I guess. Her husband, that all his dirty laundry was hitting the internet, and they are currently filming the new season of Basketball Wives right now. So we will have that pretty soon. But again, thank you for joining me tonight and answering all the questions. You guys make sure you go back and watch the video in its entirety on Girl, Is That Legal podcast or on reality_recap. It will be up for you guys to comment. Make sure you please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a happy, what is it, Thursday? And happy holidays, guys. See y'all later.
Bye, y'all.